Well, howdy everybody. How's everybody doing? Well, I've started to using my Weaver chop saw, and I made a few cuts. So, since I've gotten used to it, there's one thing I don't like about it is the trigger here. The trigger's kind of funky on it. It's got a nice cord on it. Let's just say it's a pretty heavy cord. That's a nice heavy, pretty heavy. But anyways, when you go to start this thing up, it's kind of funky. So I'm not used to the trigger yet. It doesn't quite take off right away. So that's something to be said. But I would assume maybe once it's used a little bit more, it will loosen up maybe or do better. I don't know. Time will tell. But right at the present moment, it needs that's something I don't like about it. But anyways, so since I've made a couple cuts, I thought I'd take you along this ride of what I'm doing, what I'm measuring, what I'm cutting, and whatnot. As you can see, let's get a front view of this. This is basically how I envision this thing, okay? My first thoughts, when I first started taking measurements on this, I'm going to take measurements from the bottom of the tray here to the top here. Just start doing measurements so I could fit that bottom, or that top, 26, into the bottom. Well, my measurements, this right here, from here to here, is 26 inches. So in my first initial plans, when I first started doing this project, or this, wanting to do this, I was just going to cut it out, cut this tray out, cut it here and across, cut it out, and then cut the back out and set that 26-inch bottom or top in here, and then remove these, and then set the green, and then set the top part right on top of the top part. But anyways, when I started thinking about it and getting parts and pieces, I decided, what the heck, if I do that to this bottom piece, that's a wasted piece. I could use it someplace else, this piece here. So why cut it up and lose that? And that's when I decided to go this route here. So how am I going to get this here so I can bolt these legs to this end over here? So that's when I thought, get a piece of angle iron, this piece here. So I have a piece that goes across right here like so. Okay? So this basically will set on down there so I can bolt these legs to. So, in a measurement I took, even from here to here, is 19 and an eighth of an inch. Well, now I got that flat piece, that 2-inch piece of steel. Now this is 2 inches wide right here. So if you look at it, this right here is 3 inches. That's the reason why I chose a 3x3 piece. So I have this 3-inch here, okay? Now that 2-inch wide flat piece I got is an eighth of an inch thick. So I got 19 and an eighth of an inch right here. So if I cut a piece, mark it at 19 inches, I come to find out that this blade is an eighth of an inch wide. So if I take that piece there, mark it at 19, if I cut it right at the 19-inch mark, it'll cut off an eighth of an inch off the 19. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark at 19 inches and cut it off. So then I have an 18 and 7/8 long piece. So that's what I'm going to do. So now here we go. I've got two pieces here, 18 and 7/8 inches. So this piece here will go replace right there, like so. You see that? See how much distance is in there? So now what I'm going to do is, see how this is. So now the legs will bolt onto the outside here, bolt here, but I need something to bolt here on this side. So what I did was, here's where I started making my first cuts and practicing here. Remember that 2-inch wide piece of stock I had? I'll show you. This piece right here. Well, this is measured too. I'll show you a reason why I cut this piece. It was an 8-foot long piece, and I just cut this big piece off so I can manage the length a little bit more. But I'll show you the reason why I cut it and why the length is. But anyways, so I can manage it, I started cutting pieces off. Watch this. So here are a couple pieces I've managed to cut. So what I'm doing is, I'm going to take these, I'm going to have these welded to here like so. They'll be welded to there, like so. Right like that. So now you can see that I'll have this piece will replace this down here. Well, let's get it set up. Well, I'm trying to get this the best I can, but there you can see it right there. It'll be in there like that. You can see there's just a little bit of overlay. So now this piece with this welded on here will sit right across there. So I have something to screw these, to bolt these two. So that's my first couple cuts. This piece here, I'm going to have one on each end. One on each end here. So I'll get this moved out of the way, and I'll show you what's going on now. So right there, that's basically what that's going to look like. Except, I think I'm going to bolt this under the bottom. I haven't decided yet or not what I'm going to do. Just depends on how far back I put it, whatnot, how it turns out, because I got this depth here that I'll have to put down here, and I got to watch the depth here. So for right now, that's where it's going to go, but I think I'm going to end up putting it, bolting it underneath. But that will be bolted there, so I can bolt the legs to this here. It goes up like this. So there's my going on that. I got more to show you. Okay, now since I've cut this piece here, what I wanted is I'm gonna have to have a piece of flat going across here like so. It'll be right up against this like that. Yeah, right there, like so. All the way over. So I got a span 30 inches across here. That's what the distance is right here, 30 inches across there. So I need to go from this post here over to the box. So what I've decided was this piece here is actually more than 30 inches. It's 34 inches. Well, I decided to find out if this aluminum will bend. So I made another piece, which is right here, and look at there, I made a bend in it. Like so. So, when this piece is across here like this, this will actually be able to bolt to the side, whoops, right there like that. And I'm going to bend that side down, so then it'll bolt to the post right down there. So I'll have two bend downs on each end, be exactly 30 inches. One end will bolt to there, and the other bolt to the leg. Now, what am I going to do? Or I've wanted to do something to fill this space up right here. So guess what? Them pieces I've cut right there. These little pieces right here will perfectly fit right here. So this will actually be down here like so. Let's get it straight on here. But anyway, that's about what that's going to look like. So I'll be able to put this piece in and have it butt up against this right here. And this will be against the toolbox, bolt into the toolbox. The same for this end. I'll have this piece here. And let's get her back up here. Have this piece right here like so. This will be bent down and then bolt to the leg there. So that's that plan right there. So there's the initial cuts I've made with this. So now I got to cut that piece, and I've got to make a lot of different cuts with it in order to get that to work right. So that's where I'm at with it right now. My buddy has a spool, so he can weld aluminum. So I'm going to have him weld these up for me. So I'll have, these pieces right here will be welded on here. One on this end. One on that end. Like that. Gotta have them welded. Boy, here we go again. But anyways, that's the initial cuts I've got for this. What I've got plans, how I'm going to eradicate that piece there. I got something to bolt the legs to down here. And then this piece here will be in the middle here, across here, in the middle, right above this 26-inch bottom top piece. So I've got to get them finished up. This will be down for down here. My first initial bend on this, I used the sledgehammer to bend it down, and I put some dents in it. So I figured I'm probably better use a rubber mallet to do this. But anyway, there's where I'm at on that. So yeah, now I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna cut that piece, because I want to, since this aluminum will bend, I gotta make my first initial cut to where I can take the one end. What I got thinking about doing is I'm gonna let's get her down here. I'm gonna cut out a 2-inch piece out right here, so then I can take part of this and bend it down, so I can have a piece there. And then I gotta make another cut down here, so I can bend another piece back. Because what I'm gonna end up doing is, I think, is I'm gonna have to bolt part of this to the back of the toolbox to get it to work right. So that's where I'm at with that. I gotta make some more cuts, decide what I'm gonna do, and there we are with that. So stay tuned for that one. I've got the first initial cuts that you can see what's going on here done. So yeah, I'll get back on this and probably this weekend, and see if my buddy can weld these up for me tomorrow, or today. To actually be today when you see this video, Friday. I'm recording this Thursday night, so Friday, hopefully I'll be able to get them welded up and figure out some more things. I got a lot to figure out here to get this thing to work right. So that's where I'm at with it, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll get back with you later. Thanks for always watching. So stay tuned.